In the year 1923, something unimaginable happened in Brazil. A small, quiet village named Hoer Verde, home to 600 people, simply vanished. No bodies, no survivors. No signs of struggle. Just empty homes, abandoned meals, and an eerie silence. The only clue? A chilling message left behind on a school blackboard. There is no salvation. To this day, no one knows what happened to the 600 villagers of Hoer Verde. Was it a supernatural event? A government cover-up? A mass abduction? Or was it something even darker? This is the terrifying mystery of Hoer Verde, the village that vanished overnight. It was supposed to be a normal day for a group of travelers passing through the Brazilian countryside. They had heard of Hoer Verde, a peaceful village nestled between rolling green hills. But when they arrived, something felt wrong. There was no smoke rising from chimneys, no sounds of children playing, no farmers in the fields. The village was completely silent. Cautiously, they stepped into the main square, expecting to see someone, anyone. But there was no one. The houses were open. Dishes were still on tables, as if families had been in the middle of eating when they disappeared. In one home, a pot of stew was still warm, as if someone had just prepared dinner before suddenly vanishing. Clothes hung on lines, untouched by the wind. Even dogs and livestock were missing, as if they, too, had been swallowed by whatever force had taken the villagers. The air was heavy, almost as if the village itself knew something terrible had happened. And then, inside the local school, they found it, a single message, scrawled in chalk on the blackboard. There is no salvation. The travelers, now terrified, fled the village immediately. They reported their discovery to the authorities, but when investigators arrived, they found no trace of the missing villagers. No bodies. No footprints leading away from the village. No signs of an attack. Just emptiness. And with that, Hoer Verde was abandoned forever. No one ever lived there again. Theories behind the vanishing of Hoer Verde. For decades, people have tried to explain what happened to the villagers of Hoer Verde. Some believe it was an alien abduction. According to local stories, there were reports of strange lights in the sky around the time the villagers disappeared. Could they have been taken by extraterrestrial beings, leaving no trace behind? Others think the village was cursed. Legends say that long before Hoer Verde was built, an ancient tribe once lived there, until they, too, mysteriously disappeared. Could history have repeated itself? Then, there's the theory of a government cover-up. Some researchers believe Hoer Verde was part of a secret military experiment. Did the government test a new chemical weapon on the village, wiping out its entire population and erasing all evidence? Or could it have been a failed time travel experiment, one so dangerous that everyone involved was erased from history? And finally, some suggest that the villagers fled due to an unknown threat. Maybe they were attacked by bandits, forcing them to escape overnight. Or perhaps they witnessed something so terrifying that they abandoned everything, even their food, to get away. But if that were true, where did they go? Why were there no footprints, no signs of struggle, no belongings taken? How can 600 people disappear without a trace? The unsettling aftermath. Almost a century has passed since the village of Hoer Verde vanished. And yet, no bodies have ever been found. No one has come forward with an answer. No official records even confirm that the village ever existed. It's almost as if Hoer Verde was erased from history. To this day, people still travel to the abandoned ruins where the village once stood. But those who visit report strange occurrences, disembodied whispers in the wind, shadows moving between the empty houses, and sometimes, the sound of chalk scratching against an invisible blackboard. There is no salvation. A warning? A message? Or the final words of a town that was never meant to exist? One thing is certain, 600 people don't just vanish into thin air. Or do they? What do you think happened in Hoer Verde? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to the Unsolved Zone for more mind-blowing mysteries. The vanishing village of Hoer Verde, a town that disappeared overnight.